The blessing, the blessing, the blessing is on my life. I'm increasing on every side. All my needs He's already provided. I'm living in the overflow.
Hello, my name is Joe Benjamin and welcome to the Joe Benjamin Show. Season's greetings to you all, and I wish you all a happy new year and the very best for this year that we've just entered into. And it is at this time that most people are thinking about their New Year's resolutions, what they would like to achieve, and the things that they would like to be able to do by the end of the year. My team and I run a program called the Joe Benjamin Mentorship Program, where we help you be able to amplify your voice. If you're gifted, if you have a talent, if you have something, a message that you'd like to be able to share that with the world, we help you, coach you, mentor you to be able to amplify your voice, amplify your message, and share your voice with the world. I just want to share with you Bob's story. In a minute, we're going to watch Bob being interviewed by Pia in a few minutes. But let me just share with you a little story about myself in the last few months. Before we got to the end of the year, I was trying really hard to be fit, gain some muscle weight, and eat really healthy. So I engaged myself the services of a personal trainer. So my personal trainer, Martin, who came to my house 3 times a week and at least 3 times a week. And we would schedule appointments where we'll train, do some different squats, running, push-ups, and this all the like. He'll also check on my weight, my eating, and my drinking water all the time and everything. So I got really motivated when I was with Martin throughout, I think, those 4 or 5 months that I was seeing Martin every week. And initially I did very well. I gained 4 kgs in the first 2 months, which was quite a miracle because of my really busy schedule and everything. I find that settling down to eat healthy and check everything sometimes is very difficult, and I needed a lot of discipline to be able to do it. But tell you what, in those days that I was working with Martin, I saw a difference in my eating, in my just feeling nice and fit and feeling healthy, feeling good in myself, and also in the discipline that I had in my daily regime and my daily routine. All that happened because I had Martin, who was like a personal coach to me in the field of my fitness and my health and my training. So we then relocated, moved house, and in all that muddle of relocating and moving house and everything, I lost the will to be able to do everything that I'd been asked to do. And the reason is I didn't have Martin to help me anymore. So even though I knew what I had to do, but I did not have a coach. And many people are like that. They need somebody to hold their hand, somebody to care, somebody to encourage them, someone to show them exactly what they need to do, and always keep a encouraging eye on them to make sure that they're doing the right thing. And this is what the Joe Benjamin Mentorship Program does. All it is, we hold you accountable for the goals that you set for yourself. If you say, by the end of the year, I want to be able to do this, we come up with a plan and daily activities that you need to do, agreed between you and your mentor, to be able to achieve and see that you are doing it consistently throughout that period that you would have said you want to do. So of course, I'm going to be getting back now that I'm settling. I'm going to be getting back to my fitness regime. And you know, I am what I am in my life today because of the many mentors and coaches that have helped me to be who I am. I know what I know because I've learned it from somebody else. I have achieved what I've achieved because I've learned it and been helped by somebody else. Even as we speak right now, I do have mentors and coaches in all the arenas of my life. And I'm thankful to God that because of engaging those people, I couldn't do it alone. And the world is not an island. You cannot do it alone. You will need every now and then an individual that can help you, hold your hand, encourage you along the way, and help you achieve any goal that you have. You know, even Jesus himself, he had 12 men that he mentored, that he coached, and he helped. The other word for mentorship or coaching in the biblical sense is discipleship. You see, you can either learn through two things. You can either learn through your mistakes or you can learn from your mentors. Either learn from mistakes or learn from your mentors. And when you're learning from your mentors, you're learning from their mistakes and some of the things that they've learned throughout the way. This is what we would like to do at the Joe Benjamin Mentorship Program. Help you in whatever goal you've set in life for yourself, anything that you'd like to see accomplished. We want to help you to do that. So, I want to show you this interview between Pia and Bob. I've known Bob for a while and have been working with him, coaching, mentoring him, and helping him in the many things that he wanted to do. One of the things he wanted to do was to be able to go out there and see results in area of praying for the sick and things like that. He was given an invitation, and through the help of God, through God's grace, he's seeing a lot of results and has loads of testimonies. And one thing which I'm going to break the news is that Bob is also releasing a book, his first book ever this year. The book is called Mountain Moving Faith. And all this happened simply through coaching and mentorship. You see, where you know you have something that you want to do, but sometimes you don't even know how you can do it or who can help you to do it. This is what this program helped you to do. So I want you to sit back and just give me a few minutes of your time as you watch this interview between Bob and Pia, where Bob is going to tell you a little bit about his story. And if you're interested to join this program after watching this video, go to our website, joebenjamin.org, where you'll get a little bit more information about the Joe Benjamin Mentorship Program.
Good afternoon. I'm Pia Ellis and I'm at the Blessing Church. We're here on behalf of Joe Benjamin, and with me I have Bob Saunders. Bob is a friend of the Blessing Church, and Bob, I have a few questions for you. We just want to have a little chat, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, brilliant. So my first question is, how long have you known the Lord?
Oh, 35 years.
That's good. That's very good. My questions are, I suppose, to find out a little bit about how you came to the Blessing Church and how you got to know Joe Benjamin. So if you could tell me about the first time that you came to Eagle Mountain Church.
Well, he was invited to a men's breakfast,
Okay.
and that's where I first seen him. I liked him as soon as I seen him.
He is a likable man, isn't he?
He certainly is, yeah. And he was talking about someone being healed.
Okay.
And he only spoke for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And after that, he said, if anybody has a need, just put your hand up and we'll pray for you. And so I put my hand up and a couple of others, and he called me forward. And he said, right, what's wrong with you? And I said, there's nothing wrong with me. I just want what you've got.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
He got very excited.
Right.
He got very excited, and that was a change in my life.
So what had you seen that you wanted when you met him?
Well, I've been to India. I've seen lots of things, but I've never seen actually miracles in this country. When Joe was talking about someone being healed,
Yeah.
I thought, I like a bit of that.
Yeah. So are you telling me that you'd never prayed for anybody before that moment?
Oh yes, I had to. I had done, yes, many times. But
Yeah.
now here was someone talking about someone being actually healed.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So when he prayed for you, can you tell me a little bit about how that happened and, you know, what happened after that?
Well, mainly really what happened after that, I was intending to go out on the streets at Burnham,
Yeah.
but he said he was going on the streets in Bridgewater, and I said, well, can I come along?
Yep.
And that was the start of an adventure, really, because I seen God's power demonstrated when he was talking to somebody who was just living on the streets. And he just went up to him and said, there's a God that loves you. And the chap said, I don't want to know anything about that. I don't believe any of that. And then Joe suddenly started to say, well, you were married, you had some children, had a house, and you've lost all that, and you had a relationship, and that's all gone wrong, and now you're out on the streets. And the chap said, what, you on a tarot cards or something?
So you're telling me that Joe Benjamin actually took time to tell this man about
Himself.
stuff? Right. Had he met this man before?
No. And the
Wow.
chap was quite taken aback. And so was I,
Yeah.
to see God using someone to speak into somebody's life.
Yeah.
And that was the start of seeing a lot more.
Right. So can you tell me what happened to you and probably, you know, when you've prayed for people? I take it since then, you know, you've had
Oh, yeah.
a few...
Oh, yes, a
Can
lot
you
of
tell me
things,
one
yeah.
of the testimonies of, you know, someone that you've prayed for and they've been healed and God's actually really done something good for them?
Well, over the last 3 years, I've seen a lot. Recently, I prayed for somebody who come to our church for a meal. We do an outreach meal. And somebody in the congregation said, there's a lady just come in. She came in last week for the first time,
Yep.
and she's blind in one eye.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, where is she? And she said, she sat down the end there.
Yeah.
So I went up to her and said, I understand you've got a problem with your eye. She said, yes, I have. And I said, well, I've seen a lot of people healed. Could I pray for your eye? And she said, I'm not worried about my bad eye. I'm worried about my good eye.
Oh, wow.
If I have any trouble with that, I won't be able to see. I said, well, let me just pray for your eye. Is that okay? And she said, all right. So she took her glasses off. I told her to put her hand over her good eye.
Yeah.
And I prayed, and suddenly she could see
Out of one eye?
out of both her eyes.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. So God actually healed both her
Yeah,
eyes, even the one
instantly.
that couldn't see?
Yeah, instantly.
Oh, that's amazing.
It
Isn't
certainly
God
was.
amazing?
He certainly is, and that
Yeah.
was a real eye-opener in one sense. I met her a week later. She came in for a meal again on a Tuesday, and I went up to her and said, how are you getting on? She said, my family are absolutely amazed that I can see out of my bad eye, and that it's all okay. And she told me a few other things, and I thought, I wonder how long she'd had trouble with this eye, thinking that only just sort of 3 or 4 months, but she'd been blind in that eye for 25 years.
Wow. That's a
Yeah.
long time not to see. And then she can see
See.
out of both of them.
That's right, yeah, and she
Yeah.
still comes to the church.
That's a really good testimony, Bob.
It certainly
That
is.
good.
But we got a big God.
That is true. That is true. And he's capable of healing
He's
absolutely anything.
Certainly is. I actually just after I met Joe, and I'm going back over 3 years now. I went to another church over at Street and just shared at the front on it's a Sunday evening, you know, what had been going on, and people came forward and I prayed for them, and some of those were healed. And they eventually asked me if I would do a healing meeting on a Saturday evening, a big meeting, and I thought, whew, well, I said yes. So I went back to see Joe, and I said, Joe, on such and such a date, I've been asked to do this meeting, healing meeting. Would you come? Oh, no, he said, no, you'll be okay. I said, Joe, I've never done anything like this. Will you come? No, he said. And so I was really in the deep end, having to trust God. But I said, well, what do I do? And he said, well, first of all, you need to get somebody to catch people.
Right.
I said, Joe, I've never prayed for anybody and they've ever gone down in the spirit. No, I'm not going to. You must have someone to catch. I said, no. He said, you must have someone to catch. I said, all right, okay. When I go, I'll ask the administrator there who's organized it
Right.
if they've got anybody who knows what to do. And that's what I did. And there was a couple there who knew what to do. I said, okay, let's go to the back of church, let's pray.
Yeah.
This was just before the meeting. And so when I started to pray for people, I shared the gospel message first because that's the most important message.
Yeah.
the healing of the heart. And I started to pray for people, and then the lady went down on the floor. And I prayed for somebody else.
As he said.
Yeah. And then another lady went down on the floor.
Yeah.
And then a chap came up, and he'd just been diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
And I never even touched him. I was just speaking to him, and I just started to pray, and he went down straight away.
Wow.
And in fact, it happened so fast that nobody caught him. He just went down on the floor. So, yeah, that was right. I did have to have someone to catch. And about 2 months after that, I went over to Mark, Church of England at Mark, for a gospel singer to go and see that.
So this is now the second meeting that
This
you've
is a
been
few-
to,
yeah, this was
and
a-
that you've been mentored on, yeah?
Yeah. And I went over there, and I went to go pay for the tickets, and this lady said, Bob? I said, yeah. And she said, you prayed for me at Street a few months ago.
Oh, wow.
And I had a frozen shoulder, which I haven't been able to lift my arm for 18 months.
Wow.
And she just stuck her arm up in the air, and she said, it's absolutely fine.
And then you had the testimony to know
Yeah.
that God actually did heal her,
Amen.
and he followed
Yeah.
it through. And 2 months after, the
Yeah.
healing is still there.
Yeah, and she's still fine as well, that
Yeah.
lady. And it's amazing how God has taken me into other churches.
That
I-
is good.
It's exciting. I went into Church of England's St Andrews, I think it is. Well, it's in Burnham. They had a outreach thing, prayer meeting,
Yeah.
bringing people in for coffee and a chat. And this chap came in, and he needed some prayer. Somebody asked me to go and pray for this guy. And I said, what's up? What's wrong? He said, I've got a very bad worn out hip. And they've been on a holiday,
Okay.
comes from the Midlands, been on holiday in Cornwall. They just come off the motorway, just to have a rest and have a walk round, and came into the church for a coffee. And I said, okay, I believe what the Bible says. It says you lay hands on the sick and they shall recover.
Indeed.
And I've seen a lot of people healed. Could I pray for you? He said, oh, okay then. So I said, well, which hip is it? He said, oh, it's my right hip. So I went in the pew behind him, and I said, look, I'm just going to lay my hand on your hip and pray, and that's it. So I did that, and I said, right, up you get. And he got up. I said, well, have a walk up through the aisle. And he started to walk, and he said, turned around and said, all that pain's gone.
Wow.
He said, it's all gone. I said, well, walk all the way up through and move around. And he did that, and he come back. You see a picture on his face, it was amazing. And I went up to him and I said, no, that's a miracle. That will last until the day you die. But can I tell you about a miracle that goes on for eternity? And so I shared the gospel with him.
Brilliant.
I just shared the basic gospel with him
Yeah.
about what Jesus had done for him,
Yeah.
about his sin separating him from God. And that if he was to come to a place of repentance of all his sin, he could be saved.
So he got healed, he got saved,
Yeah.
and it's been an interesting journey for you. Quite
yeah.
some really good testimonies
Oh, yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I think what we've learned from you then is that you had an impartation
Yeah.
of healing from Joe Benjamin, but since then he's actually mentored you
Yeah.
through the process.
That's right.
And helped you so that you can use the gift that God has given you.
Yeah.
And you've been to meetings where you've actually conducted healing meetings.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, you've had testimonies of the people
Yeah.
that have been saved.
right.
That's brilliant. So I guess my question to you then is, for anybody who is thinking of mentorship, we have a mentorship program starting soon, Joe Benjamin Mentorship Program.
Yeah.
So for anybody that is thinking of signing up to that mentorship program, what would you say to them?
I would say sign up,
Yeah.
because my experience has been absolutely life-changing,
Yeah.
but also it's been life-changing for the people that I've met and been able to pray for.
That is brilliant. So to me, I think that is the most important thing. Through the mentorship, you can actually change other people's lives.
Yeah.
And Joe Benjamin Ministries is looking to reach out to people that are interested in wanting to change people's lives.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Bob, thank you so much
Okay.
for your time and sharing those interesting testimonies
Yeah.
with us.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joe Benjamin. I want to introduce you today to the Joe Benjamin Mentoring program? Do you have a message that you'd like to share with the world? Do you have a mission that you'd like to serve the world with? In this program, I will personally help you to be able to find your core message and mission, and also help you to be able to reach many more people with your message and with your mission. And I will also show you how you can get paid in the process. Join the Joe Benjamin Mentoring Program today by going to joebenjamin.org or by clicking on the link provided.